For multiple console life cycles, PlayStation has fostered a brand built on gritty anti-heroes, fantastical worlds at conflict with themselves, and a trope colloquially referred to as sad dads. I like most of those games and find the praise they receive in many cases to be well earned, but Astro Bot is a reminder of another side of the PlayStation DNA. Not only does it feel like a revitalization of an important part of the brand, but it also feels like a spotlight shifting to a character who's been lurking in the background, previously unable to see over the hulking Kratos, the war-ready Aloy, or the tortured Joel. Team Asobi's Astro Bot quickly, consistently, and joyously launches its titular character into the pantheon of all-time greats, both in its first-party family and genre, with a platformer whose incredible ambition is matched by its brilliant execution. Stranded in space following an attack from a googly-eyed alien, Astro's mission is to repair their ship and rescue all 300 pals scattered across 5 main clusters of planets, each composed of individual levels. Naturally, the story is not the focus here, and yet I was so immersed in the 15-hour game that I beat it in 2 long sittings. It may be 2024's most immersive game, and it achieves that without a line of dialogue. Instead, each level tells a story, clear as day, about where you ought to go next and what you should do there. There is both depth and breadth to most levels, and frequent checkpoints mean you'll rarely be punished for exploration or missing a jump. Levels take only 5 to 10 minutes in most cases, but are overflowing with personality. Robot animals climb trees along the periphery or jump out of the ocean far beneath the levitating world you explore. Everything constantly moves around you, imbuing every level with life beyond the scraps you'll engage with in the game's enemies. Numerous dazzling aesthetics in Astro Bot are somehow only used once or very little, like a casino level with bright multicolored lights and betting chips floating through the sky, or a level meant to look like a child-friendly haunted graveyard and nearby castle, which is among my favorites in the whole game, but again, somehow is featured just once. These assets surely take many human hours, and again, Astro Bot presents them with the confidence to wordlessly suggest, yeah, we know these rule, but look at what else we have for you, before the next level wipes the slate and starts anew with yet another never-before-seen aesthetic. I haven't seen a platformer marathon through so many varied, whimsical, and blatantly cool ideas like this before. My favorite aspect of the game is how it seems to read my mind. Every time I divert off of the main path in search of a secret or a reward, I would find one. Team Asobi understands its level design concepts so well that it can reliably predict where and when players will get sidetracked, and it ensures there's always something waiting for them there, like a surprise gift in the mail whose sender can't wait to learn it's arrived. Whenever I'd wonder if my intuition was leading me to something valuable, I'd find I was right. In tandem with expert level design are the game's diverse and exciting mechanics. At the start of nearly every level, Astro jumps into a suit or straps on a backpack of some kind that gives them an ability. In one level, it's spring-powered boxing gloves resembling cartoon frogs. In another, it's a robot dog that gives the bipedal bot a wall-smashing rocket boost. Or, in another, a time-freezing tool that allows Astro to scale otherwise impossibly fast-moving sections. Across the game's dozens of levels, you'll see many abilities like these, and in nearly every case, they are a resounding success. While some abilities are more fun than others, they nearly all work seamlessly. As Astro, you'll strap on the ability and intuitively understand it. you sense its limitations and use cases immediately. And though the game disposes of the abilities at an uncommon pace, many will resurface later in a new setting and be used to defeat the game's fun bosses, including a final boss and credit sequence that will surely go down as one of 2024's best video game moments. Even within a level, an ability is used to several different and creative ways, but always stemming from its singular mechanic featured in that level. It ramps up the platforming and combat sequences via an approachable but challenging incline and chains these little moments together in such a way that there's never a lull in any level. Whereas many platformers may drill down on a key feature or small set of features, Astro Bot displays confidence by often disposing of exciting new tools shortly after introducing them. It expresses iteration in cycles of 5 minutes each, rather than iterating on one idea for 5 or more hours, which I find both refreshing and bold. The only other game I've seen that's similarly willing to dispose of cool ideas like this is It Takes Two, and Astro Bot does it more often and with more enjoyable mechanics. The only ability that doesn't work as cleanly as others is the one used in an underwater level. Meant to mimic a dolphin-like dive ability, the controls used for this one never feel as intuitive as those for the other abilities. In this level, I found it unusually tricky, albeit not exactly difficult, to collect all of the secrets. A few of them demanded a deft diving ability the backpack is meant to offer, but it doesn't have the same accuracy of some of the other abilities in the game, which led me to whiff on some sections in a way that was unique to this level. It was manageable, but if any secret levels, which tend to be some of the game's hardest, also use this mechanic, I expect them to become some of the game's few frustrations. Each galaxy you arrive in houses several secrets to uncover in the overworld, and even levels themselves have hidden bonus stages. This game's secrets have secrets, with more hidden levels being revealed at a steady clip whenever you inch closer to polishing off each galaxy's to-do list. The best of those secrets are the hidden bots themselves. There are 300 in total, though you only need 200 to face the final boss. And over half of them are dressed up as iconic characters from video game history. Many of them are first-party heroes like Ellie and a Gran Turismo racer, but many others are cameos of characters from series closely tied to PlayStation's past, such as Tomb Raider, Persona, or even classic and contemporary indies like Journey, Stray, and Humanity. Each bot you find returns to the mostly safe zone, the crash site, which acts like a hub world you can explore and decorate. Here the game carries forward the same PlayStation museum vibe seen in Astro's Playroom, albeit to a lesser extent. You won't explore past PlayStation consoles, but the mothership you're trying to repair is a giant PS5, and the spaceship you use to explore the overworld is a DualSense controller with wings. It feels a bit like the meme of Obama awarding Obama a medal, but it's not distracting, so ultimately, it's fine. Spending coins in the game's shop unlocks dioramas, ship paints, and costumes for Astro. The dioramas are especially fun as they turn all your collected bots into animated statues, like one that shows Nathan Drake playing a game called Dude Raider on his couch. All of the 169 cameo bots fill in the would-be barren desert sands like a virtual shelf of Funko Pops. Finding each of these characters is a constant highlight of Astro Bot. Some are placed right in front of you, but most require the aforementioned curiosity to pull you off the beaten path in search of the game's bountiful secrets. One of the best mechanics, which I very much hope becomes standard in the genre moving forward, is a robot bird companion who can join you in any level you decide to replay. The bird pings for collectibles and leads you right to the remaining bots, secret void levels, and puzzle pieces that you haven't found yet. This makes playing the game to 100% completion a joy and never a grind. I never cared about PlayStation trophies before, but I expect to unlock all of them for Astro Bot, if only incidentally because I want to see and do everything the game offers. Beyond the underwater level that doesn't shine the way the others do, my only other frustrations with Astro Bot came in the form of some of the game's hardest levels, which will likely be too difficult for younger or less experienced players. Normally these levels are as brief as 30 seconds, but they require perfection and give the game a taste of trial and error it otherwise consciously rejects. I understand the game is split into tiers, allowing most anyone to be able to beat the base game before the diehards go the extra mile. But since several cameo characters are locked behind these ultra hard mini levels, it's a bit of a letdown that some of the game's younger fans may likely never find all of the must-have bots to bring back to the hub world. In this way, Astro Bot gates a small but not insignificant portion of its best material behind a skill check that some of its audience won't pass. The game also crashed on me twice, both times erasing more progress than I'd have expected since I assumed it autosaved after each level, but I'd lost about 3 or 4 levels of progress in both instances. However, I admit these crashes came at the end of my long 11-hour session with the game on my first day with it, so maybe it was an issue Team Asobi will address. Still, the hard crash backpedaling on my save data was strange, and somewhat soured what was a marathon of smiles for about 10 hours of that day. The simply titled Astro Bot is meant to be the cute robot's first significant foray into video games, following a 2018 VR exclusive that earned praise but was stuck in its headset-only bubble, and a 2020 pack-in tech demo that hinted at more to come. The beauty of the game, as suggested by its title, is that even players returning for their third Astro adventure will find hours upon hours of new adventures, collectively and magnificently presented as a parade of joyous sights, sounds, and adventures. This is a grand reopening for Astro Bot, and it surely marks the start of what is destined to be a beloved new series that is shooting for the moon.